My name is Mary SCATTARELLI, and I've been a registered nurse for over 25 years. I have been with the Alina system for 31 years. I graduated from nursing school in 1983 and began working as a registered nurse at Abbott Northwestern in June of that year. Exactly 1 year later, the nurses in the Twin Cities were preparing to go on strike. My whole purpose today is to share with you what that experience was like for me as a new grad. Let me set the stage. The hospitals were unwilling to bargain in good faith and negotiate a fair contract. Understand, I had a lot to lose. I had a house payment, a credit card payments, and student loans. I was a junior nurse and I didn't have much seniority. But somehow these became secondary to what was so obviously needed at the time. I took a leap of faith for a purpose bigger than me. This was for my profession, for my colleagues, and really for the patients. One of the most heartwarming memories I have, and this became apparent to all of us only after the strike began, is how much support we had from the public. They honked, waved, brought food and water to the picket lines, donated money. And I'll never forget one time it was pouring rain, and we had to continue walking in the rain. Someone, a complete stranger, stopped by and gave my mother, who was a nurse, an umbrella. The hospitals quickly learned they severely underestimated us. They learned that we would stand together, and we did. We were successful, and we did win the war in '84. We cannot allow any erosion of what we have worked so hard for all these years. We will never get it back. The employers must be trying to take advantage of the current economic situation. I find this hard to understand. Let me explain. I'd like to share with you a comment made on December 3rd of 2009 by Ken Paulus, CEO of Alina, and I quote, "Alina is doing fabulous financially." I was there, I heard it myself. Although we negotiate at separate tables, we are all in this together. This is what made us successful in 1984, and this is what will make us successful in 2010.
As previously said, my name is Mary NICOL, and I was on the negotiating committee in '80, and then I chaired the committee in '82, and then was very involved in the strike in 1984 when I was a nurse at Abbott Northwestern. So my purpose today is to take you back a little bit and share some vignettes. I've been pretty selective about, because I could go on for hours, about some things that took place then, and I am convinced these things are very relevant today as well. But the really good companies look to their employees to help solve their problems. Okay? They see them as allies in problem solving. The hospital has had this opportunity for decades, and they have never once gone down that path. That's why we're here today. Okay? That's why we're here today. The second thing was to see things for what they are. The hospitals were putting out all kinds of messages about, how difficult things were going to be and all kinds of stuff. And the nurses would react to this, and I just told them, look, they're going to do what they're going to do. Don't be distracted by this. We need to stay grounded. And this is true today as well, because I've seen some of the proposals. I've seen some of the letters that have been sent out after the negotiations. And so you need to just simply stay grounded. The other thing that happened, and this was also very unanticipated for me, was all this media stuff. I didn't know anything about media, how to talk to the media. I've never had one shred of media training. And yet, all of a sudden, WCCO is calling, all these radio stations, television stations, and they decided I should be the one to speak. And I said, are you sure? So back to that principle, you have to be rational and professional at all times and stay very grounded. The one thing that really occurred to me above anything else was that what I said and how I said it would really tell the public where the nurses were at. And so I'm just going to close by saying this. I've read some of the hospital's proposals. I am appalled. This is really going backwards. So I want you all to know that I'm behind you and the whole community is behind you. So go Minnesota nurses.